Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I've been posting videos that I did on Facebook because when I do videos on Facebook, it's very much interactive. And so it's just very easy for me to do the live video there and post it here. So, but if you come on this channel and meet this video, I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you so much. This is your Blessedom TV. You're welcome to my channel. If you are new here, don't hesitate to click the like button, the subscribe button, subscribe to this channel. And to every one of you who continue to support this channel, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. So yeah, this topic is something that has been very close to my heart. And I'm thinking that if I'm waiting for when I will do a proper video and edit it and post it, it will take more time. I decided to do the video now. And I titled this video, Stop Flogging Your Children. And I wanted to do this video at the time that it happened that a baby of about 18 months or so, less than, not up to 2 years old, was flogged in the kindergarten, in the crèche where he was put, and he lost his life as a result of that flogging. And yeah, you know, in the wake of that event, a lot of things was happening. Different corners, people were complaining of teachers flogging children that are not up to 5 years, children that are like 4 years, like babies. Like, we're not even talking about, it's not like it's proper to flog older children, but flogging children of babies that cannot talk, that cannot express themselves. You understand? Flogging children that are 2 years old, flogging children that are like one day, 1 year old. I mean, it's uncalled for. Nigerians, it is time for you to stop flogging your children. Stop flogging your children, because the people that taught you that this is a way of discipline, they have stopped it. The colonial master that came with flogging has stopped flogging their children. It's called corporal punishment. There's no more corporal punishment anywhere in the Western world. So it is time for Nigerians to stop flogging their children. Flogging of children did not start originally with Nigerians or with Africans per se. Flogging is a leftover of colonization. Like, it is a remnant of colonization. Flogging was the way the colonial master used to flog their subjects, to put them in a condition that they fear and they obey. So origin of flogging is not that African people are disciplinarian, they want to discipline their children. No. Origin of flogging is the way colonial master were flogging the people they came to colonize, and flog the children and flog the parent. Like, this was their way, that brutality, so that when you see it, you kind of caution yourself, because you don't want that infliction of that physical injury in your body. So you just kind of try to maintain and do whatever they want. And if you have been opportuned to live with elderly people who didn't go through education, who didn't go to school, who didn't go to, like, primary school, any kind of school that the colonial master, brought about at that time, you will see that those people, they never spank, they never raise their hand. Even when they are cross with you, they talk, they use parable, they have their ways. They can stop you from taking something, or stop you from going somewhere you really want to go with. It's just, different measures that they will take, but they don't beat. But beating started with the people that went to school, and they came back and they called it disciplinarian. And that's how they started to discipline the people. And they thought it was something good, because that was what they were taught. You understand me? So they brought it back. It was a mark of the new way, the new civilization, and it became the way to teach a child how to behave, how to be proper, how to learn, just how to raise a child is to beat, 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 beat. So in the last couple of years, we have seen it. The colonial master all over the world, they have stopped beating their children. They don't beat their children. They don't beat their children, and they are still progressing. So what is the problem of Nigerians now? That instead of them to stop beating the children, they even progress to beating small babies, babies that cannot talk, babies that they don't even know what they are doing. You're beating a baby that the baby is stubborn. How can a 2 years old be stubborn? How can a 3 years old be stubborn? And you are beating, you know? So the Nigerian government need to do something about the school and the people who are teaching. Anybody cannot just be a teacher. Some people are just violent, aggressive, and you allow them to have access to tender children. It's not the proper thing to do. These people are inflicting injury. A lot of people talk about, how their parents beat them, and that is how they turn out to who they are. What about all the places in the world where they did not beat their children, and they are the ones developing technology, advancing all the things that we see today? So we will have to look at it in another way, that we are inflicting trauma on the children and inhibiting their potential, because when you beat somebody, like there is a block there. There's a block there. So if you look at the Nigerian society now, everybody there is beat. They beat even me, everybody. There's nobody that will say they did not beat the person. But the beating did not make the people who became armed robbers, the people who are in government and stealing government money that is meant for everybody, the pastors who are using church to defraud their followers. Like, the beating did not fundamentally add any value to the life of the people, contrary to what we believe. Like, you can tell me your opinion, write your comments, your opinion in the comment section. Let's explore this topic, because a lot of people say, oh, if they did not beat me, I will not be here. But the other people that they did not beat, they are also here, and their life is not worse. When the thing is, it's more difficult to raise a child without beating the child, because you get to allow the child to be the individual they want to be. You get to allow the child to express themselves, to think, to understand where you are coming from. You understand? And even if it may be make a few mistakes, and the beating we are talking about in Nigeria is too much, it's too aggressive. I came across this video. I'm going to show you this video very briefly. It's been a very difficult thing these days to deal with YouTube, because you can't really do um, a narrative without showing the pupils. So these are the little children that they are punishing. You see the little children that they are punishing, that they came late, and they are beating them. And the mother of this little baby in her arm, she's complaining, and the young man is also coming after her to beat her. So yeah, the video is not very stable, but you can see the young man with cane. He's coming to beat the mother. So this is what is going on in Nigeria right now. You can see this young man. Why would you want to beat a young mother, that you beat the child and she's complaining? So you see very aggressive behavior. It's just because I'm not playing the audio, because what he's saying is very, very, very rude, and misogynistic. But anyway, that's just one of the points. So we heard the one that happened in Asaba, Delta State, where a 2 years old child was flogged by the teacher, and then he died because of the trauma from the flogging. And when they asked the teacher, he said the child was stubborn, and so many other cases that is going around all the place. So just not to let the video go too long, I want us to have this conversation, Nigerians. Many of Nigerian children are just surviving the upbringing of their children, of their parents. And we are at a point now that we need to change this mentality. Like, there should be a call to save the children from this aggression, because this aggression that they use to beat us in our generation and the generation after us was something that they learned from the colonial master. This was what the colonial master was doing to the slaves, to the people that they stand upon them. This was the system that the colonial master brought, and it is not inherently Africans. It's not something that is indigenous to African, that they were beating their children. No, it was something that came through colonization. That's what people don't understand. Then when you are telling them stop beating your children, they will say, you think you are in Europe. No, it is not indigenous. It is not something that you used to do all along. No, it was something that came through colonization, because the people that colonized you, they had to beat and condition you to fear and obey what they want. Even in Congo, they went as far as to be cutting people's hands. It's something that came with colonial master. If you don't do what they say, they will beat on the person back. This was what they were doing. They were very brutal and very harsh. So because of that, they use it to condition the people. And so the people who went to school earlier on, they came back with that beating, that flogging as discipline. And so they began to transfer it to the next generation. Before you know it, it became something that continued. So today, if you are telling Nigerian people stop beating your children, it's our culture. No, 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 it's not your culture. It's a leftover of colonialism. It's a colonial product, and you need to drop it, because the colonial master that you are even following, they have stopped it. They are not beating their children again. They're not beating their children. So you don't have any reason to beat your children. You have so many ways to train a child without being violent. Like the violence on the children is too much. And because of the violence on the children, there's too much violence in the society. People don't believe they can resolve any issue without violence. So before you know it, everything is fight, fight, beat, slap, slap, slap. So everywhere is so edged up. People are just, only way they can release the emotion is by being aggressive. Husbands are beating their wives, and all those kind of a thing. So what I'm trying to say is, the violence has not brought anything to you. See, like this one now that is commenting, you say you are still alive, is still the remnant of that violence. Is that colonial byproduct that make people to be aggressive, and they think it's something good. Like you are talking, just talking, and somebody wants to kill you, somebody wants to break your head. So my people, it is time to stop flogging the children. Hey, good evening, my brother. I greet you. Oh, how people, from my own experience, when I was with my grandmother and all the elderly people that were in the village at that time, they never flog anybody. You understand me? They never flog anybody. But like, for example, if there was something that you liked to do, they will not allow me to do it. If there was somewhere I was supposed to go, they will say, no, you did something like this or something. And they told a lot of um akuku ifo. These stories is like, they tell you stories of um children that did not obey their parents. They tell you something like, look at this story. They use animals to narrate the story in the evening. So when we are sitting together, they say, maybe the tortoise did like this, and the mother told them, don't come out. If you come out, and then the mother left, and they did not listen to what the mother said, and they did like this, they did like this, and then they felt the repercussion. It's like, talking to you, and you are thinking about what they are saying. They use a lot of idioms. They use a lot of proverb. They talk to you in a way that they stimulate your mind, really. Like they don't, like, most of the time they even talk to you in irony. Like the thing that they don't want you to do, they will say, as you are going, don't come back immediately. Stay there. You hear me? Stay there. Play very, very well. But they are telling, actually what they are saying is, when you go there, make sure you are coming back immediately. But they are telling you in the other way round. So to stimulate your mind to know that you have to come early. You understand me? So there was, like, my grandmother and all the elderly people, and my grandmother told me that is, when somebody that will beat, like my father, they will say the disciplinarian. There's a way they say, because they can't really pronounce it. Then you know that it's a byproduct product of colonization. It is something they learn from going to school, because when they are in the school, they flog them as a way of discipline. Um, there was no need to flog you. The older people, they don't flog you. They can give you a knife and say, go and clear this ground, go and do this farm, go and, like, no flogging. That is the truth. That is the truth. So why I'm saying this is, if we don't stop this flogging, the violence will permeate and it become a bedrock of the society. It is time to stop the flogging. All over the world, nobody is flogging children anymore. It is not the flogging that make the children who they are. So most people that are flogged are trying to survive that upbringing. It has left a lot of scars on their body, a lot of trauma on their body. And sometimes, I even, a lot of times people complain and say, when the fathers have invested so much and trained the children, and the children end up not attending to the father in old age, and they tend to like their mother and take their mother along and stuff like that. Some of it is also, a remnant of the thinking, like, this is the man that traumatized me. Why? Because most of the time it's the father that is the disciplinarian. When the children does something, the mother will say, I will tell your father. And then when the father comes back, then they tell the father, and then he picks up cane and start flogging and start brutalizing the children. And the children grow up. Subconsciously, they see this man as a tormentor. They don't see him as their caregiver. And all the good things he has done for them, you understand? All the good things he has done for them just kind of fades. They don't take it into cognizance. Why? Because they only remember that he was beating them, he was attacking them physically. They don't see the good that he did for them, that he paid their school fees, that he provided food. Subconsciously, they remember that trauma. You understand me? Yeah, yeah, because the more, it's like when you are eating sugar or salt, the more you put, the more you are addicted. Like, the more you lose the taste, you add more, you add more. That's how it is with violence, because the more you get, the more you want, the more you feel, you think that, what else can I do, what else can I do? You understand? Because this brutal violence is not part of our indigenous way of life. And if you look at it, that is why, for example, we didn't have army. Indigenous Nigerian, like, for example, in the southeast, we didn't have armies, we didn't have, maybe all this thing that, like, when there was gun, it was for hunting. It's not for attacking the next village and overtaking it. Like the European culture is about invading, taking over, and that kind of. We didn't have that. There was no need for that, because the environment, the climate, the soil was very favorable. Even if you are eating mango, you throw it away, it will grow. You use tomato, you pluck okra, you pour it away, pepper, it will grow. There was no need for you to go and conquer anybody and take over their land. Everything is coming in their season. You understand me? And then, if there is no mango or orange today, maybe there's another fruit in that season. You are eating it, you are enjoying yourself. You understand? So the nature, the environment was very favorable for our people. So they didn't need to go into the next neighborhood and conquer them and take over their land and take over their food. And they didn't need that violence to dominate them. That is why, even though Igbo people is a very large population, you don't see that they invaded the neighboring Ijaw or the neighboring Akwa Ibom and dominated them and took over their land, and that kind of a thing, because there was really no need for that. There was no need for that. You see, Americans are trigger happy. Yeah, because it's in the culture. It's in the culture. American culture, Don't forget that American culture was slavery of African people for hundreds of years. From there, they went into segregation. From there, they went into different kind. Even till today, we are still seeing the remnants. Of police people on the road street and all this kind of altercation. Everything can escalate because of still the background. So why I'm saying this thing is our people think that violent way of bringing up children is an African way. No, it is not. It is something that came from colonization, from the British people that came into Africa to colonize Africa, and from all other African population that was colonized by the European. This is what they left behind. This especially Western Europe, because people forget that Eastern Europe and Northern Europe did not invade anywhere. They did not colonize. Actually, it's actually just Western Europe. And everywhere they went, they came with this brutal force, because they are coming from an environment that is very harsh and cold, that you don't have anything to eat. You have to take from your neighbor, like no mercy. Whereas we didn't have that. So the culture of flogging is alien, actually. It is not indigenous. That's why when you look at the people that are flogging, and they have seen that the flogging is productive, and they have stopped it. Why are you still flogging the children? Why are you even escalating it by flogging children that are under 2 years, they cannot talk? You understand me? Yeah. Yeah, so my people, I don't even know. This is really what I wanted to share with you guys. I will see how people are responding, and then I think I will maybe make another video in answer to your questions. Flogging of the children is not African. It is not Nigerian culture, contrary to what people think. It is what they learned from the schools that they went to. It is what they saw in their environment at that time, because it was harsh. It was harsh, you know. So flogging of children, it was unthinkable. And you have to remember that before the colonial masters came, people didn't send their children away to anywhere to go and learn, because school is also part of colonization. You understand me? School is actually a German thing. So Germans sold that ideology, and it became a norm. But before that time, when you have your child stays with you. So when you are working, whatever your trade is, maybe you are a farmer, maybe you are a palm wine tapper, maybe you are the one doing nka, molding things, whatever your profession is, your child is learning it from you direct. So your child is schooling at home with you, going with you. You are teaching their child. The child is absorbing your own ideology, your own perspective of life. That was what everybody was doing. Everybody sat in their families, worked with their family members. Nobody went anywhere together. And if there's going to be a meeting, people came together, sat down, and discussed what they have to discuss. So school where people have to go to strangers that they don't know that everybody have to be orderly. It's a colonial product. Everybody know this one. And that was from where they started to the flogging. So the flogging, that you are flogging children and thinking that without flogging that the children will not be normal, is not even indigenous to you. It's not even something productive. The people that started it have stopped it. At least they are not flogging their children physically anymore. They are not flogging any children. There's no way that corporal punishment is allowed anymore. But in Nigeria, everybody just look, even though Nigeria signed the child right protection, because the UN Charter said the child have right to grow without violence. But Nigeria signed it, but all across Nigeria, they are flogging children in school, brutal flogging. Flogging children like criminals is very, very wrong. It's very wrong. So my people, I think I'll end this video here. I thank you so much for joining. And don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. And finally, I promise that I will be coming more often and present my videos to you guys. And especially now that showing of video from other people is more difficult, so I may just have to present some pictures or something like that without volume, to avoid copyright strike. So yeah, let's save the children from the trauma. Let's save the children from remembering and scars that they will have to grow up with. Let it be that children will not have to survive the upbringing of their parents. Let it be that the memories that the children will have with their teachers, with their parents, will be something that will be enjoyable, something that they will remember with peace, with love, with happiness. Let us begin to remove the trauma that we are putting on our children, because life is not easy for people of this skin color. Let us not make it more difficult. Let it not be that all the things that will be in the memory of everybody like this is trauma from cradle to the grave. It can be changed. We can save the children. It can start from this generation, but we need to start sensitizing our people that flogging is not our culture. It's not part of us. It is not a necessity. And the people that brought flogging, introduced flogging to our society, they have stopped it in their own society. So we don't have any reason to continue to brutalize and flog our children. It is time to save the children. It is time to bless the children with love and send them forth to conquer, to be innovative, to use their mind, to use their logic, so that they will be able to solve the problems that African people are facing without being inhibited with all the violence that is visited on them. Thank you so much. If you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section. And yeah, you're welcome to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you in another video very soon. Yes, yeah, okay. I was thinking actually about that video, that should I make it. So a brother here is asking if I will touch on the lessons learned by blacks in Ukraine. How safe do you feel in Germany? Talks were killed recently in Germany. Oh, you know, that is even another topic, really. That's another topic. And okay, very good that you have raised that topic. That is something I will be able to discuss in my next video. Then I will be able to discuss it in my next video. But for now, I think I don't want the video to be longer than this, so I will leave it here. Thank you so much, my brother. By the grace of God, I will see you guys on Friday evening. Yes, let's make that appointment. Friday evening, 21 to 21:30. I'll be live again and we will talk about it. 21:30, that is German time. I don't know what time it is where you are, but yeah, let's keep this date 21 to 21:30 on Friday this week. Thank you so much. Bye for now.